It's been 6 months since a 20-year-old Iowa man drowned while in Highway Patrol custody at the Lake of the Ozarks. Trooper Anthony Piercy pulled over Brandon Ellingson when he suspected Ellingson was drinking and boating. Since, the search for answers has yielded more questions as the investigation into the death continues.
Right now, the Highway Patrol is still looking into it, and Ellingson's family is pushing for a federal investigation while pursuing a civil lawsuit. In a special report, ABC 17's Heather Horrigan has done her own digging and investigating, and she's uncovered recordings and videos showing what happened moments and days after Ellingson's drowning.
Because a memory card like this was missing from Trooper Piercy's boat on that Saturday in May, means there's no concrete proof how Ellingson fell off the boat. I've gathered phone records, dispatch calls, video from other boats, and listened to eyewitness accounts trying to determine what happened. But even after months of investigating, the question still remains. Who is responsible for Ellingson's death? The trooper who did not follow protocol, those who failed to properly train him, or did Ellingson's actions cause his own death? Whatever the case, what I did uncover was a pattern of truth stretching, ranging from spin to distorting the story.
I don't know if I'm sore from treading water with the bastard, but I just for spin. I thought they just ran a marathon.
This video is from the first boat to respond to assist Piercy that Saturday evening and shows him talking with his superiors moments after Ellingson's drowning. After spending 18 years on the road in the Highway Patrol, May marked Piercy's second summer on the water. He pulled over Ellingson and his 6 friends after they left Coconut's Bar and Grill around 5:15 that evening. After ordering Ellingson on his boat, Piercy gave Ellingson sobriety tests and then arrested him, while Ellingson's friends watched just feet away. All of them were later interviewed by Highway Patrol.
And that life jacket, it was an orange one, and it was already strapped up and everything, and he just put it over it. He was already handcuffed, just put it over him.
Records I obtained show that was Piercy's first mistake. He needed to put Ellingson in a Type 1 life vest. This type of life vest that goes around a person's head, so even if they are handcuffed, their head would float to the surface of the water. But Ellingson was in a Type 3 life vest like the one Andrea is wearing here, and he was able to get out of this life vest when he was struggling in the water because Piercy did not put his arms through the armpit holes, something Captain Kendall, the commander of Troop F, did not want dispatch to report.
So the life jacket did come off in the water?
Yeah.
Wow. Huh.
Yeah, it went come off over the top of his head.
Uh-oh. Was it just one of those orange ones that slips over the head?
No, it was, we don't need to put this in a message or anything, or in a message, but it's one of those real good ones that wraps around you like a ski vest. It was a full life jacket, but Tony didn't have his arm run through it.
When Piercy got his boat back to Ellingson in the water, he reached for him with a pole.
One of the girls said, "Go get him," and I dove in, and he was underwater, and I went, well, I don't know how long we were under. But I couldn't get a hold of it.
While Piercy was in the water and struggling himself, according to multiple accounts, his fanny pack vest never inflated. Sergeant Randy Henry, who spoke with Piercy the night Ellingson drowned, tells investigators Piercy did not know the ripcord to inflate his vest even existed.
I said, "Tony, did you inflate your life jacket?" He said, "I was waiting for it to auto-inflate." I said, "Tony, those life jackets don't auto-inflate." He said, "Oh, I thought they did." You gotta pull the ripcord.
4 days later, Sergeant Henry runs into Piercy at the office where they talked again.
He kind of went over it through again, and he said something about, "Man, if I would just pulled my ripcord," and he didn't say nothing about it when auto-inflated again. When I asked him, I don't remember how the conversation went, but I could tell that he didn't want to go down that road.
But he had to talk about it again at a Morgan County coroner's inquest September 4th. The coroner called the inquest to determine the manner of Ellingson's death. 6 jurors listened to testimony and deliberated for only 8 minutes to find Ellingson's death was accidental, what the Morgan County coroner thought all along.
I think they made the right call. After reading everything, and I sat down and, going through that thing for 4 or 5 times trying to find things, I think it was an accident.
The decision prompted a special prosecutor not to file criminal charges. No video was allowed in the courtroom during the inquest, but I requested and received the transcript of Piercy's account to the jurors. His story and his understanding of his safety equipment seemed to change. I knew that it was not the auto inflate, so I dove in at that point for him, going on to say while crying, and I was trying to get that ripcord pulled or to find it, and I knew I couldn't get it with one hand. I briefly let go of Mr. Ellingson to pull the life jacket apart to find that ripcord. Again, recordings suggest Piercy did not know about the ripcord on the vest. Sergeant Henry, the source of that information about the ripcord, was told his account of things was not needed by investigators. Phone calls I obtained show Captain Gregory Kindle wanted to be selective with what dispatch sent out.
And as far as the situational reporting, do you want me to exclude MIAC?
Yeah, don't send it to MIAC just yet. Yeah. Okay. And I don't even know. I just send it to Troop F staff for right now and Major Johnson. Don't send it to the whole troop.
Car 3. Oh, I'm going to send it to radio.
Yeah, radio.
Just not the MCD officers.
Superintendent staff. Yeah, I wouldn't do MCD officers, and I wouldn't do MIAC.
MIAC is the Missouri Information Analysis Center, and its work with federal agencies could have given those agencies access to the information. Minutes later, new information came in, and dispatch asked again about what to send.
Do we need to send out another message to the select few, or just what's been sent out is good? And
what was in that first message is pretty factual, actually.
Okay.
The ones that need to know about the life jacket issue.
Yeah, I wouldn't put that anywhere.
As this conversation continued, it was getting dark, and the search for Ellingson's body was called off, even though Highway Patrol had this clear sonar image of Ellingson 80 feet underwater.
His dad is 7 times as pissed off that we're not going to die tonight.
Yeah, well.
And I understand. I mean, I got that, and I'm not going to get somebody hurt trying to recover somebody that's dead.
Yeah, exactly. All right.
And I wanted to tell him he's not going to be any more dead in the morning than he is right now. I
probably wouldn't have appreciated that very much.
The patrol recovered Ellingson's body about 18 hours after he went under. During that time, Sergeant Henry says a lot was discussed among the officers on the water, including whether the speed of Piercy's boat played a role in the incident, something that was never brought up at the inquest.
I wasn't going real fast, but it was real choppy. I'm guessing 15, 20 that.
But GPS records I have show Piercy's boat reaching speeds of 46 miles per hour. This is a look at just how fast that is on a boat. Ellingson was in the co-captain's seat. Keep in mind, his feet couldn't touch the ground, hands were behind his back, and the edge of the boat was just a foot away. Ellingson's father was in disbelief when he first stepped on the boat.
No, they don't touch. I'm 6'1", I'm 3.5 inches taller than my son.
With the coroner's inquest calling it an accident and the state declining to file charges, Craig Ellingson, Brandon's father, is running out of options. He says he's fighting for the truth, a fact some in the patrol thought would be the standard.
I brought it up. I said, guys, they're going to want full transparency on this thing. I said, we need to ask ourselves, did he use the highest degree of care here? As Missouri Statute 306-125, it's...
Yeah.
No. Turn it off.
Well,
stop.
Yeah, that gets back into...
Just turn it off. Hold, turn it off.
That recording may end there, but Craig Ellingson tells me he is nowhere near ending his fight for his son.
We'll get justice eventually with, digging deeper into it, and people are going to have to step up, tell the truth, and quit hiding and shoving it under the rug.
I've reached out to Highway Patrol multiple times for this story to see if they would like to comment. Each time I'm told no one can talk because of pending litigation. That is also what Piercy's lawyer told me. I've also not been able to get a clear answer as to what exactly Piercy's punishment was. Sources tell me it was a 5-day suspension and he has been back patrolling the roads. In the meantime, hearings are underway around the state about the 2011 Highway Patrol-Water Patrol merger. The merger put Water Patrol under Highway Patrol command. So far in the hearings, the truth has come out that road officers working on the waterways have not been trained properly. In another report I'm working on, I'll show you how little accountability troopers patrolling the water have had and what changes Highway Patrol may be making.
Thank you, Heather. The next hearing on the merger is Wednesday in Hollister, that's south of Branson.
And these hearings are open to the public.